Hi, this is Brandon Moon with Leland Fly Fishing. Welcome to Fly Tying Night tonight. Tonight we're going to be tying up a really cool pattern I saw Tim Flagler with Tightline Videos tie. It's a Fran Better's Usual tied with trigger fibers or EP type fibers rather than the traditional snowshoe hair. Makes it a real simple tie, real durable, and super effective. Floats really well. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started with this pattern real quick today and hope you enjoy it. The hook we're going to be using for this is the Moonlit Premium Tagata ML102 size 14. Tie this in a size 12 through 20. The Predator fibers are going to allow you to tie this in a smaller size very effectively. So the thread we're going to use is Classic Wax 12/0 Prim Rose yellow. We're going to start this roughly about the 3/4 mark on this hook and just create a nice little thread base in that little area in the 3/4 mark. We'll trim that out with our razor blade. Now we're going to just place a little bit of super glue down just to hold the Predator fiber, that's a slick material, from rotating and slipping around the hook. Once we do that, I've got a clump of silver and black. You can use cream or white as well. And we're going to take a decent sized clump depending on the size of fly. I'm just going to lay it over the top and just secure it down with a good couple thread wraps over the top. Pull it back, build a little thread dam in front to help lock it in place as well. Once we've locked that in with a thread dam, we'll go ahead and put another wrap over the top. I'm going to take these Predator fibers and I'm going to twist them clockwise and cord it up. You can see how it's just cording up there. Once we've done that, we're going to fold it over and it will wrap over and kind of buckle down over itself. We'll then secure it down in front, just at the front of that hook. We don't want to crowd the eye. We'll secure it down over the top and then a couple wraps in front just to help lock it down in place. Trim it down with our scissors and then we'll just cover that up with some thread. Give it a nice good base. Once we've finished that, we'll pull that post up and go back behind it. Just lay that there. Now we're going to take some scissors and we're going to taper this body by pulling a clump and cutting it down about the halfway mark, and then another clump at about the 3/4 mark going backwards. And this is just going to help create a little bit of taper to this body, to where now we'll take our thread, secure it down, and go back to the bend of the hook. And this creates our body. Now I'm just going to create a nice good tapered body of thread. You could use dubbing. I like the thread body here. And you'll see why when I get done. I'm going to go forward and backwards to create a good taper to this body and give it a nice silhouette here in just a moment. So we'll go forward and backwards just a couple times, creating that. This is similar to a comparadun type fly, so you don't want to crowd it too far up. We're going to add some dubbing into the thorax in just a moment, but I do want to make a nice smooth clean body transition. Once I've created this taper that I like, and this is a little thicker body fly, I'll take the thread and go all the way back to the back of this flat body at the tail, like so. I'm going to take the thread and wrap just underneath it 2 times just to help keep that vertical. Now I'm going to take a bronze alcohol marker and I'm just going to mark my thread with that bronze marker so that I get a nice segmented body look with that bronze color. And we'll just use the rotary feature to create a nice open spiral wrap, creating our nice rib body to this fly. Once I get up to that point, we'll just pull that forward so we can get all the way up in there. Now we're going to create our thorax with our dubbing. We're going to use the Sulfera dubbing from Semperfly. I'm going to trim down the tail just a little bit. I want it to be just about the length of the hook shank. The Kapok dubbing's lighter than, or more buoyant than any other dry fly dubbing. Dubs super fine, floats 30% its body weight. So we're going to put a nice little rope on there and create our thorax in front and at the head of this fly. Want to make sure it's nice and even, has a nice good taper from the body into the thorax and not overly bulky. Just create a nice little head there. Now I'm going to take some super glue. Instead of whip finishing, here's another technique you can use. Just put a little bit of super glue on your thread. And then just take and wrap that down and around to create your head. No need for head cement when you do this trick. And it's going to seat in nice and good. Now I'm just going to take my razor blade, trim that out, and I've got a nice clean head. Really smooth. Once we've trimmed that out, we'll pull that back and trim it out just about a quarter of the way into the tail there. And then we're going to take and kind of preen those fibers to create kind of a half moon circle there. The EP fibers or predator fibers are stiff, more buoyant than water, and they're going to help with the stiffness, help suspend that fly in the water without collecting any water in it as well. Makes it nice and buoyant. So I'm just going to keep preening those till I'm happy with the shape of the wing there. Making sure it goes forward. You can trim out, clean up any fibers if you'd like. And there you have our trigger usual, a Fran Better's pattern. Thank you for watching. Have a great evening.